Okay, can you hear me well? Good. Thanks for staying here. So I bet lots of you already hear the keynote this morning talking about the modern workplace, and there's lots of excitement around using it. So now the question is, I bet most of your device or your company is still using Windows 7 or 8.1. Tell me if any of you already still have a Windows 10 device. Yeah, so the majority of us have this one. So now if you are very excited about this new modern workplace, the next question will be, how can I move to to modern place? I currently have a domain joined my Windows device with GP configured for my old company policies, and MDM, modern management, they don't have GP there at all. So how you can secure your device, make the privacy a secure device, and make the productivity well. So today I'll demo a tool that help you could analyze what the current policies configured in your current devices, and give you a very quick report to say, here's all what you have, and among them, here's what available in MDM modern management. So you can have hands-on experience on how close is modern management to you compared to the policies. So as you see, a very quick nutshell of what the modern IT means here. So as you say, modern management gives you the simplicity for your customer and your user to work at any place and use any machine for it. And for all the manageability is on the cloud and provide the simplicity plus reduce the cost of total operation because you don't need these expensive on-premise infrastructures. So now, when you think about how to transfer from this classic workplace to the modern workplace, first of all, you need to have a better picture of what is theirs. And then you can have comparison what is over theirs, right? So that is a tool I will show you today. It's called Mobile Device Management Migration Analysis Tools. So this tool actually is first available a few months ago. If someone already run it for a little while, we have lots of upgrades since then. So it is still a beta, but have lots of improvements since then. For example, we have lots of policy updates. So for MDM, before we only have like 500 policies there, but this release, which is Windows 4 created update, we add more than 300 policies that be configurable to your PC using modern ways. And not along that one, we also coverage more in the feature area that is a modern management solution could cover compared to the traditional ones. So if you have time, you can, there's an expo session at the next, the first floor, you can try it yourself. But if you don't have time there, you can also try it at your home as well. So what you can do is that if you are the IT admins, you can run this tool, of course, to Windows 10 devices. It doesn't matter whether these 4 updates or initial Windows 10 device. But not along this, because we want to make sure that you can run in your existing system, right? So which means you can run this tool also as a Windows 7 device, Windows 8.1 device, Windows 8 device. Basically, it is independent for OS versions. And you can run it locally. If your device is domain joined, you can run it directly. But if you are IT admin, you want to run remotely, that's also available. So you can just target remote user or the machine there. And the output is a very straight, way. Here we are, is that a report. So report, we provide 2 versions of report. One is a very user-friendly HTML page, which have a color table to show you which of your policy already have MDM priority, and which one you do not have will be apparent in the red one. And the yellow is we have partial support. And in addition to that, if you want to programmatically analyze it, we also provide the XML format so that you can do more post-processing of that. So now let's just show you how to run this tool. I think only need a few minutes to run it. But they'll say you don't need to be expert, even IT department, you can run it, and you feel that's useful, maybe you tell your IT department to play, so they can play as well. So let me actually switch to the, where I am here. No. So first of all, these two are already available. Download it from aka.ms/MMAT. So when you go there, you click the download link, you download it locally, okay? And after that, it contains actually lots of information here, not just a script, but also reading documentation and the PDF file have more detail exactly what it can do. By the way, we'll make it very transparent. If there's any limitation, it also lists there as well. So once you download it, you open the README doc. Actually, I have opened here. It just say it's that 3-step, 3 screen you can run as a command line. Where it is? It's actually this is a PowerShell script that if you are familiar with Windows technology, you know it's always there. So it's basically a 3-line of command line. You can copy paste from README documentation and put there. This actually I run just 10 minutes ago, one before I started this session. So it will actually try to find my machine is Microsoft Redmond domain joined. It actually try to find what other group policy applied to my machines, and then generate the report. You can pick, because Microsoft have lots of GP configured, so it takes me like 10 minutes to run it. But if your organization has much less, group policy, it will be much faster. So once it's done, it is opened HTML file. This is actually over here, already here. This is the output of that one. So, and these other have XML file as well. So what I will show you here is directly, I opened this one. After the rule is finished, you just double click it, use whatever browser you have. Of course, I tried Edge or IE, it works very well. You can see it reports all the group policies that actually configured, used in that device. Group cover both user policy and machine policies. And for each policy, have a different category, like what is a secured account, what the ADM backed policy, what the service, what the script are all users. The green table, as I mentioned, sees all these policy is already have a manageability support as a modern ways. So if you switch to that, we guarantee it will work for you. Of course, there have hundreds, thousands actually of group policy. It's not our goal to copy everything from traditional to modern. But also be no longer needed or deprecated, right? So it has some red table, in my company, right? It's something actually do not support if I expand it here, so it actually want to be very transparent to you to see what we have and what we don't have. The interesting point is that if you find this thing, this red table shows the policy that you don't have manageability support at the modern ways. So question here will be, actually ask yourself a question, do these policies still need to be ported to MDM? So but some actually is quite old and it will be deprecated, they don't even want it. So when I talk with some customers, they say this is actually a really good tool for them to clean up your current infrastructure to see some policy could be created like 10 years ago. So they don't even need to be applied here, so why is still here, right? But of course, if you do feel that this is a critical policy you think should be worked on the modern ways and we do not have support, we are welcome for the feedback. So for each of the policy, we add is a feedback checkbox here. So if we are just interested for this one, user can say, okay, this is the policy I think Microsoft will need to support this one. This is my business related to this one. And when you click it, there is a button at the beginning of it say generate a report for Microsoft. I click it, it automatically retrieve what you selected here, and you can add it and what's the reason for it. Please fill it in. So that you can put your justification on why this is needed, and then send it to this web page, mmathelp@microsoft.com. What I want to say here is this tool, we didn't automatically send any information to Microsoft. So everything you give to Microsoft is under your control. You added this one, copy paste, and send it through the email only. So that's the only way we get it. And through this feedback, I hope that we can both help you to make your transition to modern easier, and help us to make our product more relevant to your business. Okay. One more thing I want to mention is actually at the end of the report, we also show, let me hear where. Group policy information show all the GPOs that this tool analyzes, including what is the time the company created the group policy for you. And you can see that actually some policy, well, this Microsoft report for real report, like this one, right? Or this one. It's very old, like 15 or 13 years old for the screen data there. And you can see, well, during this policy, as I mentioned before, it could help you to analyze the current infrastructure to clean up first before you move to the MDM. Okay? So that's it. You can see it's very simple to use. Let me switch back to my presentation here. Just recap, this tool is to help you to kind of hands-on activity to give you a start on what the modern management means to your organization, what can be supported by MDM. And if you want to play this tool, it's just take a picture of this page. You can download here anytime and anywhere at the hotel, and let us your feedbacks. I think that's it. I will stay here for another 15 minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm the creator of this tool, so I can help answer all the questions here. Okay, thank you.